Hello everybody and welcome to another episode in our 5 Cool Cards series. Today we're going to be talking about 5 cool cards for Winifred HABBAMOCK, who every time I write her name I always say 1 N and 2 B's because her name is always trouble for me. Her ability, she's from the starter deck, and for these cool cards we're going to be talking about cards that aren't from her starter deck, and that was hard. I'm going to be upfront about this one. A lot of good green cards are in her starter deck. But we found 5 cards that we think are cool with her outside of that. She has 1 brain, because she's a green character, 3 book, 3 fist, and 5 foot. She has 8 damage soak, or 8 damage, and 7 horror before she dies. As a reaction, it says lightning bolt, but it's a reaction. If 2 different non-weakness cards you control are committed to this skill test, draw 1 card, limit once per test, and the Elder Sign effect is +1. After this test ends, for every 2 points you succeeded by, return a card you committed to this test to your hand. First card, I'm going to hand this one to you, Bryn, after I read what the card does. This is the 25 automatic. It's from the Into the Maelstrom. It commits for a fist and a foot. It's a 2 experience, 4 cost, item, weapon, firearm, illicit asset, fast, uses 4 ammo. As an action, spend an ammo, fight. If the attacked enemy is exhausted, you get +2 fist and deal +1 damage for this attack. As a reaction, after you evade an enemy at your location, perform the above a fight ability without spending an action. Bryn, why is this card cool in Winifred HABBAMOCK?
Well, you see how we got that big 5 number all the way on the right? Evading enemies is like, without assuming that we have no equipment to change the math, it is our best way of dealing with pretty much every enemy in the game. Mm-hmm. However, it's not the best way for everybody, assuming that there are more people on our team than just us. 25 automatic lets us turn our evade into also deal 2 damage, because +2 makes our punch into a big 5 as well.
Oh yeah, double 5.
Yeah. And then we kind of just get to chunk them for 2 damage, and walk away and maybe kill them later.
Or even just get that 6 shot after evading them and get them finished. This weapon seems very strong. I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna stand by it. I think it's the best green gun that takes up 1 hand slot. I'm not like Bryn where he likes the big 2-handed guns, so this one I think is just, it's sick. It does what green wants to do and rewards you for doing it. And it's fast, doesn't take an action to play
I actually think this card is really cool.
Yeah.
That's a pretty heavy endorsement. There's not many green cards I think are cool.
Yeah. That is big. Yeah. Cool. All right. What's next? I'm sorry, I'm just writing down time codes. All right, we got Double Double. This is a 4 cost, 4 experience ritual asset that takes up a spell slot, commits for a brain and a book. It's exceptional, so it really costs 8 experience. As a reaction, after you play an event, exhaust Double Double, play that event again as if it were in your hand. Spoiler alert, this card works really well with an upcoming asset on this cool cards list. I wonder if you, viewer, can guess what it is. Bryn, why is Double Double cool here?
So, most of the exceptional cards are pretty cool in Winifred because she comes with her own built-in card draw engine. You don't like the cards in your hand? That's cool. Turn them into different ones. So finding the double-double, which is normally the hard part, is not so difficult. Secondly, most green events in the game allow you to either use your foot score or add your foot score to a different number when performing a test instead of how the test is normally run. Mm-hmm. Such as fighting with your foot or making an investigate check by adding your foot to your book score. Being able to do that twice, that's just twice as good. It's just math.
Mm-hmm. I think going off what Bryn said as well, the biggest, Double Double is a sick card. I've played with it, but because you can only get 1 and you don't draw it, and then you're just it feels a bit bad because you spent 8 experience on it. So having this built-in card draw on your investigator is, you're going to see it and then you're going to play it and you're going to be able to take advantage of it. And I think that's pretty cool, playing with the cards you spent 8 experience on.
Yeah. Yeah, even if you want to just play with, you just use it with things like your emergency cache or your easy marks.
Yeah.
what have you, it still feels really good.
Oh, with easy mark. That's a little bit spicy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Get to draw 2 cards before you have to play a second easy mark.
All right, we got Stealth. This is a 2 cost, 3 experience talent. It's an asset that commits for 2 foot. As a lightning bolt, during your turn, exhaust, stealth, evade. The chosen enemy gets -2 evade for this evasion attempt. If you successfully evade the enemy, disengage with it, but do not exhaust it. Until the end of your turn, that enemy cannot engage you. All right, we're gonna go with the ultimate plot twist here. Travis, why is this card cool in Winifred HABBAMOCK?
Yeah, I only know this card exists from doing the Archetype series stuff. But, so it's pretty good because it's a lightning bolt. You don't have to spend an action on it. You can evade something, which allows you to trigger all of your green evade matters effects, like pickpocketing and whatnot. And it makes it easier with the -2, which also allows you to trigger all of your Succeed by X cards.
Mm-hmm.
Supports 2 archetypes. And then, like, the enemy is just kind of hanging out, and it can fight your teammates, and you might not want to do this if you're going last or whatever, and they have to engage them and take damage, but that's also kind of their problem.
Yeah, you're green. You don't care about them.
The green players, I don't care about their teammates.
Whoa. We can't do
I mean,
this.
you got me there.
We can't fight on YouTube. We're supposed to pretend we're as
How
happy
many
as we
times have we
seem
pulled
on
up a card and
camera.
Bryn's like, this is how I can grief you with it.
Yeah, that's the true Bryn showing up. It's also, like, in addition, it's a free evade. Not actually, it's a free evade. Like, also just free actions are good, right? But
Mm-hmm.
So if you draw the second copy, you don't really need it. It does commit for 2 feet, which is always nice for winning.
yeah, and
Get the extra, feel good about getting an extra card.
yeah, and as Travis said, it's kind of just that synergy staple. So like it fits into archetypes and just like makes them both pop. It's great. For reference, for people watching at home, this one is from Return to Path to Carcosa, and this one is from the Circle Undone. Just I did not say the sets and cycles in which they were from. All right, what's next on our list? Oh yeah, it's 2 cards because we're cheating. The cool card here is Narrow Escape, specifically working with Ornate Bow. I'm not gonna read Ornate Bow, but just know it's on the screen. You can read it. It's from the Forgotten Age cycle. Narrow Escape, however, is a 0-cost fortune event that commits for 2 foot slots. Oh my god, I've been recording so my brain is mush. Foot symbols. Fast, play when an enemy makes an attack of opportunity against you. Cancel that attack, you get +2 skill value for the next skill test you perform this turn. Bryn, what's so cool about this card with Ornate Bow?
So with the Ornate Bow, we can only ever have 1 ammo on it. And we spend the ammo to fight using our foot instead of our punch, and then we have to spend an action to reload it. So if we're engaged with an enemy that has more than 3 health, and we have chosen not to evade it because we would like to shoot it 2 times this turn and have it die, we can just reload the bow while engaged with the enemy, have it attack us, and be like, we'll play this Narrow Escape, and I'm going to get you real good on this next show. The last card we showed, also Stealth, is similarly good with the Ornate Bow.
Yeah, I was about to say that
Yeah.
Why would I play Narrow Escape when I could just evade the enemy and like not take damage? Yeah, that's a great point. Honestly, there's much more efficient means than Narrow Escape, but like, doesn't it seem kind of cool? I hear Travis over here saying no, but that's okay.
Yeah, no, I can actually hear his angry silence from here.
Yeah. Albeit, this can work outside the bow too, for the windows that like maybe it's a thing, and like in the right campaign, you know, like it's a big enemy heavy campaign and just sometimes things go wrong, it's fine to have. In addition, it commits for 2 foot, so that's nice.
Yeah. It does also play a pretty neat game where with trying to position enemies, right? Like if you're engaged with an enemy at a location, but you've got a lot of stuff left to do at that location, you can walk out of that location to a different one, take the attack of opportunity, play Narrow Escape, cancel it, then make your evade at your new location, then walk back.
Yeah.
So then the enemy is just no longer at that location, if you didn't have a better way to deal with them.
Yeah, that's a good point. All right, Bryn. Let's do it. The final cool card here is the Crystallizer of Dreams. Oh, sorry. This is from the Path to Carcosa cycle. Crystallizer Dreams is from the Dream Eater cycle. It's a 1-cost item relic asset that takes up your accessory slot. It commits for 1 brain. As additional cost to put this card into play, you must search your bonded cards for 1 copy of the Guardian of the Crystallizer and shuffle it into your deck. As a reaction, after you play an event, attach it face down to Crystallizer of Dreams instead of discarding it to a maximum of 5 attached events. Attached events may be committed to the skill test as if they were in your hand. I think this card is also like really legitimately cool here, but Bryn, I'm going to pass it to you for why it's cool.
So there's so many neat things about this. The first of which is that we've got this fast effect on our card that allows us to just draw a card if we have 2 different cards committed to a test. So it lets us get extra duty out of all of our events. You know, we play our easy marks and we dump them under here, but then we also get to draw more cards out of them later, in addition to pumping up our stats for whatever we're trying to do. But we've also got this other part where our star effect, our Elder Sign effect, is +1 after this test ends. You may return cards that were committed to it, return 1 card that was committed to it for each 2 points you succeeded by. So sometimes with the Crystallizer of Dreams, you get to start a test and then you just hit your Elder Sign and you're like, I guess I win. Like, how many easy marks do I have to play this game before I have too many accumulated resources to, like, you know, trivialize the game's normal pricing system?
Mm-hmm.
Or how many times do I have to play this Pilfer before I've got so many clues that the rest of the scenario is kind of a joke?
And you might have said this too while I was getting the Guardian of the Crystallizer image up, but I like that this does sort of like triple duty with your events. So the first thing it does is you play the event. That's exciting. The second thing it does is it now becomes an icon for a skill test. The third thing that it does is it's halfway there to activating your ability on your Investigator card. Like, that's a lot of value.
It's got a lot of synergy there.
Yeah. Because, like, Crystallizer is good in a lot of green investigators and investigators who can take it, but I do think it has a little bit more oomph with Wini because she cares about committing cards to skill tests, right? So...
Yeah, and the Elder Sign effect sometimes just randomly returns a pile of events to your hand that you committed after playing and putting into the Crystallizer and then committing to draw cards.
Yeah.
Like, how much stuff do you need to get before it's enough?
And then also, she's probably the best just printed card, except for maybe Finn, at dealing with the Guardian, because she can just be like, bye.
Yeah, the Guardian of the Crystallizer is kind of garbage compared with our stat line.
Yeah. They're like, please stop eating our child.
Never.
Yeah. Sick. All right. Well, those were 5 cool cards for Winifred HABBAMOCK. Next up, we got Jacqueline Fine. That will be in a couple weeks from now. Thanks for watching. If you think there's any cards that we missed on Winifred HABBAMOCK that you also think are cool, let us know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good one. And as always, GG's.